自画自賛
No eye, no ear, no nose, no mouth, no eye, no eye, no shape, no shape, no eye, no ear, no nose, no mouth, no eye, no eye, no shape, no shape, no eye, no ear, no nose, no mouth, no eye, no eye, no shape, no shape, no eye, no ear, no nose, no mouth, no eye, no eye, no shape,
What's up guys, it's Project and I'm finally back with another build video. This time I wanted to try out the new Kurama sword dance that Sword got for a new skill, which is dropped from Yoshitsune. However, the initial plan of Kingo plus Kurama set didn't feel that good, even with all key damage star effects on the armor. Actually, in general, I think I hate how much setup is required to deal the damage you can do with a build in Dream of the Demon. Not just from the gear stat grind itself, but also the actual combat aspect of it as well. But that's a topic for another video. Long story short, since I had rolled a star double AA dexterity on my Kurama sword, I said screw it, I'm just gonna make a freaking ninja build. So now the sword build is a ninjutsu sword hybrid build instead of just sword. So I present to you Yoshimitsu. Basically my Ninja King build version 2. Since kunais suck now in Dream of the Demon for damage, I use them strictly for anima generation, which in turn allows me to spam Gauze to then zero ki and do respectable damage with either sword or feathers. Compared to my Kurama plus Kingo plus Inari setup I had prior, this build only loses about 8% sword damage, but in return gains really powerful feather damage and much better ki damage strategy than before. So all in all, it has been a fun and good build to use after I transitioned to this. The downside is you are light armor, and basically will get 1 to 3 shot by anything, so something like a grab attack can OHKO you with my current armor levels and life pool. So, in true Yoshimitsu fashion, it is a glass cannon build. There's a warning for you there. But for the build, I'm simply using this super base god set Kato with 2-piece Kurama and 2-piece bends. Kato's final bonus is roughly 12 to 14% overall damage increase with high enough ninjutsu power, and if you choose Tokugawa clan, you can reach around 900 ninjutsu power for this build for big feather damage. Kurama having an accessory piece to boost Kurama Dance is really great for sword. For weapon, I use an unmaxed Kurama sword, again, rolled a star doubled AA, which is around an extra 20 attack, and the rest is kinda standard. Get grapple damage for boosted grapples, and yeah, remodel double A's for heart and skill. Secondary is Swift Hawk for the set bonus, and then range weapons are 2 Ben's pieces for ninjutsu power. Since I am agility A and under 10 equipment weight, equipment lightness AA gives more damage than agility A. Though, if you wanted to use feathers more often than sword, I would scrap attack bonus on sword and go for agility A on it instead to boost feather damage as well. Armor, kinda heavy on inheritables and tempers this time, as you need ninjutsu power, untouched ninjutsu, and attack on all pieces. Then, your choice of active skill damage stars, or KSD inheritables on all pieces as well. Your choice. I happen to find most of these star effects when fighting Yoshi from prior build videos, so I just use them as is, as you can see from the armor requirements. Also have shuriken and kunai damage on everything, although I'm not sure if it's totally needed, but I got them on in case for any extra anima they may generate. And lastly, accessories, Toot with both Yasa and Toot having star 0 key, and elemental damage to also boost feather damage. Unfortunately, you can't roll untouched ninjutsu on either piece, so a bit of a bummer there. And now stats, copy what you will. 50 magic makes buffs and debuffs last longer, the 43 strength is to meet the requirement for Blue Dragon to gain the melee damage versus electrified stats, and then the final stat you want to pump up is Constitution. Spirit time, yes, now this is where the true grind for the build begins. The Dark Souls of the build is using Blue Dragon. You may wonder how I'm generating so much anima from Kunai Storm without Nekomata. Well, it's because I got ninjutsu power anima on every core. Times 3 with each core being max level gets you A- ninjutsu damage anima bonus, so close enough to Nekomata. However, Blue Dragon has anima bonus ranged hit, which also boosts anima gain from kunai, which is also more powerful than cumulative damage, so both combined generate more anima than Neko. And if you wanted, you can also add an inheritable from a soul core onto your sword, whether it be a 4th ninjutsu bonus or something like anima bonus confuse enemy or inflict ailment for even more generation. In 2 storms you'll have Gauze up and ready to go. Similarly, in 1 ice storm you'll have Gauze up as well. But like I said, it is a huge grind to get ninjutsu bonus on all 3 cores, having to resort to Big Sudama trading method. Basically, it took me a whole day to do all 3 cores while watching anime like the new Demon King one or Rental Girlfriend in between low screen. So if you don't want to go through that, just use Neko, but you will lose 12% melee damage essentially if you do that. Secondary Spirit is best ho-ho for more sword damage, or alternatively, if you mainly want to use feathers, go for Tengen or even Ame no Mitori for boosted lightning feather damage. Clan, any of these clans will work. I'm no longer going to suggest just a single one. I tried Honda, but ended up dying anyways, even at full life. Granted, I wasn't max clan from switching so often, but meh. Tokugawa or the Grit one, in my opinion, are the better ones. Although Hachisuka, the one I'm in now, did help with smoothing over Calamity Pulse runs against dumb RNG Snake. So, it's up to you. Skills. Kurama Sword Dance. All in all, isn't that great. It's too slow, with 0 hyper armor, and you tend to move forward, which can sometimes move you out of backstab range, losing you backstab damage. So, if you go back and watch the opening clips again, you'll notice I'll just do the first 2 hits, then burst cancel, and then do a grapple. That will give you more overall damage than going through the whole animation, because by the time you do finish it, the boss would have risen up and prevented you the grapple. The exception is the Yoshitsune clip, the very first one. You have a fraction of a second to enter yokai form for a yokai burst grapple just after doing the final hit of Kurama's sword. Other than doing that sick ass combo, I wonder if just going EI into grapple would yield more damage than anything Kurama related. I didn't test it, but it's worth a thought. Everything else sword is meh. It was already kind of a meh weapon in New Game Plus, so in Dream of the Demon, it's so still. You'll have to rely more on skill to make up the lack of well, everything compared to other better weapons in terms of damage and utility that make up for the lack of your player skill. Anyways, put ranging on Kurama high stance if you want max damage and to truly become Yoshimitsu. And lastly, the rest of the skills. I think the big trees are self-explanatory by now, so I'm just going to show you my hotbar. Max Storm Kunais with 6 poison shurikens for poison damage boost. You can scrap this if you mainly want to use feathers though. For feathers, I'd say anything but fire is good. The big ice one is great at applying elements or hitting Seishuten when he tries to dodge to the side. The big lightning one is rather slow though. Purity shot is to make them take more ki damage, but be careful on using a different element on top of it as to not waste your confusion boost too soon. Yoshi was the only clip I used Soul Purge in to kill him before his phase switch, but generally I don't have Soul Purge on, so I can get 3 impurity transference and an extra Arch Yokai tally. And that's it! That's the build, and maybe the last build. A big factor on me quitting Nioh 1 was all the RNG and grind for reaching essentially what was so easy to get from base game or even DLC 1, that is, damage to kill the enemies fast. And now, all that same RNG stuff from Nioh 1's DLC 3 is back already for Nioh 2 in the very first DLC, minus Ethereals. On top of viewership being low and becoming lower by the day, the grind for each build, as a legit person who grinds like you guys without resorting to save editors like other YouTubers, well, it's not worth my time of not having fun to do these anymore. The fun of building is lost for me when all the grind boils down to using the same mechanics and such as we did with Nioh 1, now copy-pasted between nearly every build. So yeah, I plan to make a different video next on things I want to see changed or improved for Nioh 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the builds I put out so far, and in general, with Benz or Inari, on top of Confusion and Zero Ki, you can make any build work decently without my extra guidance. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please EI/slash that like button, comment down below what you guys think of Ninjutsu or Kurama Sword in Endgame, and yeah, subscribe for more, well, maybe more, Nioh 2 epicness.